Stéphane. I'm in charge of pre-sales for Jahia, for the one who don't know me. I'm very happy to introduce Julian and his partner from Amazon, Abass, to introduce our new offering, which is very proud of and very excited about, is the cloud offering. And I'll let you guys kick it off.
Thank you, Stéphane. We're very happy to see so many of you in the room. I was not expecting to have so many people in the room. So if you don't have a seat, sorry, there are still seats in the front. So if you need a minute to move here, you're happy to come forward. So I'm Julian Maurel, product manager at Jahia, in charge of the cloud offering and the DevOps practice. We have 3 sessions today about automation and monitoring, but the first one is about the cloud offering that we've been working on for 1 year. We're very proud about it. We think it will really change the way you use our products. We've built a great list of features, but also worked with the best out there to create a great, reliable platform that you can enjoy and that will make you save a lot of time, effort, and trouble. So Jahia Cloud in a nutshell. So what do we have to offer? So Jahia Cloud is going to be a website, a dashboard, where everything will be 100% automated. So you do not have to set up your servers. You do not have to set up your software anymore. It's going to be 100% automated through a UI that you can use yourself. You don't have to rely on us to create your environments. We've tried to make it as easy as possible for you to use. It's going to be available in many regions. We'll start with 2 regions, more on that in a few seconds, with a connection between the regions. If you have an environment in the US, for instance, it's only going to take 1 click to move it to Europe. We're very happy about that. It's going to be integrated with lots of good products. Michael talked about integration. We think that we cannot do everything good ourselves, so we relied on many awesome partners. Probably the best of them is in the room today, Amazon AWS. They are going to talk about their platform in a few minutes, but we are also delighted to work with them. And finally, we'll make no compromise on reliability. We know that it's very important for you to have a platform that is fully reliable, available at all time, fully redundant, and we've put a lot of efforts into making that happen. But also, rather than letting you do all the work of creating your platform and doing it on your own, we wanted to build a great support team to assist you with Jahia Cloud. And you're going to be assisted by a great team of customer success managers that will be here every steps of the way, helping you ramp up on the platform, understand how the billing is done, putting you in touch with the right people if you have a question. We'll have a great team of customer architects that will help you design the platform, scale it, taste it before going live. And finally, all of our support team is going to be fully trained to assist you with Jahia Cloud. We have more slides about that in a moment. We're going to support all of our products day one. It's also very important for us. You do not have to wait to benefit from that. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Michael told us humans tend to create complex solutions, and doing things easy is very complex. It takes a lot of design, implementation to get something that is really simple, that is reliable, that you don't waste time trying to make work, or that will not be working the way you expect. So lots of design and preparation was put into this. Every time you need a new environment, before enjoying all the benefits, before delivering the value to your business, you have to take care of everything that is here. Capacity planning, monitoring, redundancy, backups, restore, monitoring, everything has to be redone every time you have to create a new platform. That's just a waste of time. And I think that we did an amazing job doing that for you, so that you only have to think about the creation of the experience for the user, but not waste time on the infrastructure part. So the benefits, all the new features will be rolled out day one, whether it's new modules, but also the platform upgrades, day one each time. Everything is going to be automated. And when you think about cloud offering, you mainly think, well, I'm going to be able to create a new environment automatically. But there is much more that is automated in Jahia Cloud, and we're going to present it to you. And finally, and it's very important for us, we've worked a lot on that, Jahia is going to be the single entry point, whether you need help on the infrastructure, the support, the monitoring, you always come to us. We'll find the solution for you. We're in touch with the support of all of our partners, mainly AWS. So you don't have to think of who's responsible to make that thing work. It's always going to be us. Features. We've automated the creation of environments. Digital experience is only going to take 5 minutes to be created. And these 5 minutes, we're talking about a production-grade platform, fully scaled, clustered, redundant across different data centers, monitored, automated backup and restores, and really much more. So that's a real production platform that is able to handle millions of page views. 5 minutes. If you add a marketing factory into the mix, it's going to be 9 minutes for the whole thing. Again, monitored, backup, clustered. Auto-scaling, we know that it's been requested a lot. And some of the improvements that we'll make to the product will also benefit the whole community, not only the clients that are in the cloud. But depending on the user traffic, your platform might grow, scale automatically, or you can manually add capacity by defining the number of Jahia instances that will answer the request. And when the traffic shrinks, the platform will also be descaled. It will remove servers. But sometimes it's not necessary to add new instances of Jahia. What we can also do is scale each individual server so that they have more capacity to answer traffic. So again, depending on the visitor traffic, but also the processes that are executed inside your Jahia products, each instance will grow and shrink to meet your needs. What's very important about that is you'll only pay for the capacity you use. So while you're developing, while you're using a pre-production platform with very few traffic, you do not have to pay for the big thing. Automated environment copy. We're fixing two pain points here. First, your developers can work on the production data when you want. You can trigger a replication at all time to any number of environments. It's also a great way to replicate the production into the pre-production, and you can do that every day. But it also allows something even better. You can start developing your project on a very small instance in development. That's a very inexpensive environment. When you are happy with the result, you can just copy it and scale it automatically in pre-production. Give it to your business, give it to your IT team, have them test it. When everybody's happy, you just copy it again in production, scale it even more, and you've got here a real production environment, and you've only created one environment and copied it over and over. We think it's a pretty awesome feature. It's going to save you some time. The process of not creating many environments but creating only one is also not error-prone at all. You only define your configuration once, and that's it. And then you just rely on copying environments. Automated upgrade in one click. To be honest, the process of upgrading instances is pretty easy already. You just stop your cluster, one command line per server, and restart the whole thing. When you think about the process, it's kind of disturbing for the moment because you have to shut down the service and then execute the commands manually, test things, and if everybody is happy, well, put it back online. If you see that there is a mistake, you have to redo the whole process, restore an old backup, redo the upgrade, retest it. It's error-prone, and you need to shut down the service. Here, what you can do is just take your production environment, copy it, upgrade it, so the live copy is still working. And when you're happy with the new production environment, you just switch the traffic from the old environment to the new one, because you can also switch the traffic between instances. So by doing that, the upgrade is fully automated, and the service is rendered at all time. Configuration is fully centralized. As you may know, Jahia configuration relies on text files, text configuration files. Here it's going to be done in a nice UI that explains the pros and cons of every configuration entry. When you are happy, you just click a button and it's deployed on your whole cluster. And since you're in Jahia Cloud, your instances are fully dedicated, you have the liberty to configure to the fullest extent the platform as you wish. You have no constraint due to other clients. That one is cool. Dynamic load balancer. If you restart a server, it's removed from the load balancer, so no traffic is sent to it. So you can do whatever you want with it. You can deploy things. You can change the configuration. When you restart it and when the server is ready, then it's automatically being re-added to the load balancer. So for a small number of operations that require a server restart, you'll never interrupt the traffic again. Automated backup and restore, also fully automated. So you have a scheduled backup policy, and you can choose the policy that you want several times a day, once a week. You can choose the retention period. But you can also trigger a manual backup if you are doing a sensitive operation, like, again, upgrading the platform or deploying sensitive new modules. You just take a snapshot or copy the platform to have two platforms available at the same time. And just in case there is a problem, you always have a platform where you can redirect the traffic very easily. So the features are great, but what's even greater is a service that is being rendered at all time, 100% of the time or close to that. There is never 100% availability, but as closer as possible. To be honest, since the beginning, we already knew where we were going. We had the idea to go with AWS because it's well-known, great track record. We've already worked with them for several years. But we've still tried other platforms, but at the end, we came back to AWS. So we're very proud to have chosen AWS as a partner. We are going to work with them to review the platform. They'll be in the process of scaling it. We want to build a special relationship with them, and we're very happy that they are in the room today to talk about their platform, all the great benefits that they have to bring to us, but also to their other customers. So please welcome Abass from AWS.
Thank you very much, Julian. I'm Abass Safoutou, and I'm a solution architect for Amazon Web Services, AWS. My role in AWS is to help the different customers to use the platform for their benefit. And it's our role in AWS, help the customer to solve their problem and to be able to be successful in their business. Because if you are successful in your business, we will be successful in AWS. So it's a bit selfish, but it's also good for the customer. So today we'll talk about the cloud. Why the cloud? Why the cloud is very interesting for all of our customers. We'll talk about a bit overview of AWS, and we'll finish with some use cases about a few customers that we have. Why customer choosing AWS? Simply because we can talk about the cost. Cost is very important and it's key for a lot of business. We bought a lot of server and compute and storage and disk and so on. And we have, as we have a lot of those things, we can have a good price for that. And we are able to reduce the cost, and then we send back this reduction to our customer. So we can enjoy the economic at scale that we can have coming from the cloud. And it's not a one-time deal. Every time it's possible for us to reduce the cost, we try to reduce the cost to our customer. And we are very proud to say that we are the 67 or the 66th cost reduction on the platform. That means that if to operate a server, to operate a virtual machine, it's cheaper for us, it will be cheaper for you, because we don't have any interest to improve our images, but we are more interested to be in long-term relationship with our customer. We also have the capacity and the elasticity of the capacity. With the cloud, you don't have to guess anymore what would be your load, what the type of infrastructure you will need. And thanks to the cloud, you are able to just use what you really need at the time you really need it. If you need 3 VMs, use 3 VMs. If you need 300 VMs for a peak of 2 hours, you can set up and launch 300 VM for your 2 hours, and then going back to 3 VMs. So it's kind of elasticity, help you to reduce the cost, but also to improve the reliability of your application, the reliability of your business, and be sure to have no issues to serve your customers. We also have, all of that helps you to improve the innovation and your speed. As we used to say in AWS, you should fail fast and fail cheap. You can have one idea, try it for 2 hours, and then shut down it. Or you may have one idea, you take it on 3 servers, and then said, yes, it's a very good idea. Let's go in production and move to 100 servers. It's simply like that. You should have no constraint when you use the cloud to move to your idea. So it's very good and very mind-freeing to use the cloud as an innovation speeder for your business. And all of that helps you to focus on your business. You don't have to think anymore on the infrastructure. You don't have to think anymore of providing or thinking about how we could manage this database. All of that could be a service in AWS, and you can use it as a Lego, as we used to say. We are a Lego toolbox, and you can use it to construct your application, your infrastructure, your architecture. And based on that, you can now focus on your business, because you don't have to spend a lot of time and energy on the infrastructure, but you can use all of those time directly for your business and be focused like it. Bring innovation to your business and not bring time and effort to just maintain the infrastructure. And then, last but not least, you can be global in 1 minute. Within AWS, and we will talk about that a little bit further after that, you have the possibility to be global, to have a small business, maybe in France, maybe in Europe, and then think about the world. Be able to be present in Asia, in India, in America, and then, as Julian told about the possibility to copy and paste your infrastructure in another region, is something that you can also do in AWS. And it helps you to grow your business very quickly and just in minutes. The Magic Quarter Quadrant position us as a leader in the highest, for the highest execution and for the first vision. That means that we are very, very proud of that, of course. But we also prove this innovation and bring all of that to our customer. Our first interest is always our customer, and all of that is really well appreciated by the different analysts, but also by the market in general. As you could see, we can see by this curve the pace of innovation. We start with few innovation, let's say in 2011, 82 innovation, and for the last year, 1,430 innovation. By innovation, we mean new services or new feature in our services. That means more than 3 innovation, 3 new feature or new services every day, included the Saturdays and the Sundays. So we provide a lot of innovation, and we try to do that on behalf of our customer. Why? Because 90% of our roadmap is based on the customer the customer need. Our customer told us, yes, we need to, we would like to have a data warehouse. So we provide a service of data warehousing. Our customers say your service of NoSQL database is good, but we miss to some backup. We would like a real backup and restore solution. So we bring that to the platform in order to serve our customer and to help them to reduce their problem. And when we talk about Be Global in the minute, here you've got the map of the world, and then of all of our region. In green, in orange, you will see the different region. A region is a place in the world where we have our data center. Within one region, you have availability zone. Availability zone is at least one data center. It's not just a room or just a basement and so on. It's one data center where you can put your data. And per region, we have now almost 3, but most of them, so you may have more than 3 availability zones in one region. And all of those availability zone is separate from several miles in order to ensure an environment profile, different from one availability zone from another. That means that if we have an earthquake on one availability zone and we lose those availability zones, the other availability zone won't have the same environmental risk. That means that you may lose one availability zone and still be able to run your business on those availability zones. That means that if you move your data in France, and in Europe, for instance, we have 4 regions. We have Paris, Dublin, London, and Frankfurt. And you can move all your data in one availability zone. You can, if you lose those availability zone and you do the right architecture, you are able to still running your application on the other 2 availability zones. That means that if you do the right architecture, you can be fault tolerant easily and still stay on the region. If you don't want to move away from the France, you can still use and run your product in France in the region of Paris, and then still use it and do the right architecture. For us, our message is not to tell we provide a very reliable platform, but it may fail. As the CTO of Amazon, Werner Vogel, used to say, everything fails all the time. It is not a big deal. Our message, our key message is do the right architecture. Be able to lose one server, lose one region, lose one AZ, maybe even lose one region. It's okay for that if you do the right architecture, and you can be on AWS for that, and be sure to still going and still grow your application. Security is our first priority. To be honest with you, the really first reason why customers move to AWS is because of the security. We can think about the cost. Cost is very important, of course, but security is our job zero. Every services, everything we do, everything about the region, the availability zone, is first think about security. Security is a very key for AWS. It's a very top priority in everything we do on the platform. And those security is shared between you and us. On the top, in the orange, you will have what we are responsible of. So we are responsible of the cloud. I mean by that, you can see the region, the availability zone, the provider of the compute, the different server, the access to our different data center. Everything is secure by us, and we are responsible for that. But you are responsible for what you put on the cloud. And it's very important and very key, because we don't know and we don't want to know what you put in the cloud. It's your responsibilities. That means that if you try to start a database on the cloud, it's very easy using our service, Amazon RDS. If you would like to be wide open with admin as a login password, it's your responsibility. Of course, we strongly encourage you to put some securities. Securities don't cost more to use on those platforms. It's very easy to do the encryption at rest for most of our services, and it don't cost more to be secure on AWS. So please secure yourself, but it's your responsibility. And it's very key and very important because all of that explains a lot of what we can able to do on the platform. And security is very key, as I used to say, and we have a lot of certification for that. We are more than 60 certification, and we can talk just a few of that. The ISO 27000, the ISO 9001, the SOC 1, SOC 3, SOC 2. We are also certified HAPAA. And all of that bring value to the platform, but bring also value to you. Because if you are in a certification progress or certification program for ISO 9001, you can rely on us because the infrastructure part is already certified, so you bring time on that. And then you have only to do your part of your certification and do the certification for your workload. So you will have a lot of you can save a lot of time by doing that. And we have millions of customers on the platform and all over the world. Just a few of them here in French from various verticals, various industry, various places all over the world. We can talk about Netflix. We use every services, and who is a big customer of AWS. But we can talk about also Société Générale, NBN, it's Payplug, and more, and maybe you we are working, and of course Jahia as a customer of the platform. So just to sum up a little bit. Why our customer choose AWS? First of all, the experience. And as we used to say, there is no algorithm to compress experience. We are here from 2006, so more than 12 years now, and we are very proud of it, and we learn a lot. And it's very important because we bring a lot of value, a lot of effort, and then all over the time. As we said, we innovate a lot, and we provide a lot of services for you. We have more than 100 services on the platform. You have services for databases, SQL, NoSQL, artificial intelligence, IoT, big data, and more, mobile, and so on. So we have a lot of services, and that's helped us and help you as a customer to do everything you want on the platform. We have the pace of innovation. As I said, we innovate a lot and as much as we can on the platform and on behalf of our customers. And we have the pricing philosophy. Every time it's possible to reduce the cost of what we do, we bring back those reduction to our customer and to you. So you benefit from the price reduction. We have a full ecosystem, and very proud to have Jahia on those ecosystem. And we have a lot of partners. We have a lot of partners and a lot of a big community on that. On those you can rely for your business. And we finish by that. I should start by that. We have security. Security is still key and very important for us. So let's talk now about some use cases, just a few, our customer. We have Veolia Waters, when Veolia Waters came to the platform, and thanks to the different services bringing by AWS, they are now able to reduce by 90% the cost of their infrastructure. And Veolia Waters go a little bit further than that and would have the plan to be the first data center-less company of industry in the world. So they really understand what the cloud brings them, what the value of the cloud brings to them, and would like to improve that a lot. We have also a startup who is iAdvice. I don't know if you know iAdvice. iAdvice bring value to their customer by putting in relationships experts and brands. So by that, experts bring value to the brands and also bring customers. So customers are able to discuss with experts for a particular brand, and then thanks to that, the customers are more keen to buy those brands. So they have a lot of data because they have to prove to the brand that they bring value to them, and they have a lot of and a big database for that. I advise struggle to support their growth. They have a very big growth because of their business. So they decide to move to AWS to follow and to be able to have a solution we can follow their growth. And also they have a lot of planning like geographical expansion. They need to move to a new market, in particular in Europe and in the future in America. And they struggle to find the right partner and the right solution to be able to grow geographically, and that's why they need to find the right solution for that. AWS help them to be global in minutes and be very secure, because security is a key for them. Thanks to their move to AWS, they have no security issues, and they are, of course, they are also able to remove the database administrator of their solution, because database is not a problem anymore. Now they are able to use their solution, rely on a full database, and have no problem with that, which was not the case before. PayPlug is not anymore a startup, but it used to be a startup when they came on the platform, and they provide a solution to help the SMBs, small and medium business, to have a very secure and very simple solution for paying online. Thanks to the PayPlug solution, their customers are able to do some online payment on internet, very simple and very quickly. They need to be very, very secure. They need to move to PCI DSS solution, and when they try to go to the certification, the certifier said to them, no, it's a very complex solution, it's not for startups. So they say, okay, but we are on AWS, and the certifier said, okay, so now we can discuss. You are certified for the infrastructure. The part you have to do is much more smaller than for another company. And thanks to that, they are PCI DSS certified, and moreover, they are also ACPR certified. That means that they have the possibility to have bank account and to store money in their bank account for their customer. It's a very key for them, and also it brings them a lot of credibility to the market. So as you can see, we have a lot of customers, a lot of different value that we can provide thanks to the platform. And we are very happy to see Jahia as one of our customers, and we hope in the future one of our key customers for that. Thank you very much for your attention.
I just lost my mic.
Not yet.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Abass. All the great benefits in terms of cost reduction, redundancy, but of course security are at the core of Jahia Cloud, and we'll bring all these benefits to you. We think it's very important. Availability is important as well. 99.9 means that we allow ourselves to be unavailable 4 hours a year overall. So it's a very challenging availability. We have to rely on a range of different services, like multiple availability zones. So as Abass said, several data centers close to each other but not too near, in case you can sustain any kind of disaster, meteorite, gigantic flamingo crashing in the data center, Jahia Cloud would survive. So we really had to combine all these services to ensure a great availability. We'll start to roll out the platform in November 2018 in the US. I know that most of you are from Europe, but as I mentioned, you will be able to copy your environment in Europe as soon as it's available. So basically you can start developing right now on Jahia Cloud. And when we roll out the European cluster, so that's the maximum date, we'll try to make it earlier than February 2019. You can just copy your site and put it in Europe. We'll keep rolling out new features. The platform is fully ready, but we'll keep rolling out features until the end of the year. So we'll start with the key features, like the creation of the environment, the backups, the monitoring, all the features that you cannot live with. And we'll keep adding new features like the auto-scaling, vertical, horizontal, the copy, etc. Will come very soon. And of course, we'll keep adding new regions upon demand. We're just getting started here. One topic, so we've got, yeah, okay. One topic, I know monitoring is not sexy. Most of you think that it's just a pain that you have to endure, but I can assure you that it's also a key asset that can be turned into actionable item. When you know how your platform is doing, you are much more powerful to grow it, scale it. We are also very proud to partnering with Datadog. Datadog is a monitoring solution as a service. We developed a very special relationship with them. They have an awesome product. And as we worked with them, integrating tightly Jahia Cloud with Datadog, we realized that all the benefits that they bring can also apply to all of you, whether you are hosted on-premise, on the cloud. Datadog is able to integrate with everything. And the key thing about Datadog is it's highly customizable. So it's not the type of monitoring service where you only monitor the CPU, that you have enough storage to grow. They do much more than that. So of course, they monitor the usual suspects, memory, CPU, network, whatnot. But they also tightly integrate with the Java virtual machine. And as you might know, most of the monitoring tools consider this as a black box. Datadog is capable of looking inside and telling you when things are going to go south. Of course, they can integrate with the application servers. We're mainly using Tomcat in Jahia Cloud, and we'll have custom dashboard for that as well. Application performance management, telling you what's slowing things down, whether it's the database, the network, your code. It's often your code. Datadog is going to tell you exactly what happens. And when we interact with the support, often we tell you, well, can you send us your logs, or can you send us the thread dumps? And we have Jahia support engineers looking at them. Datadog is actually capable of doing that. And we'll configure custom dashboards for Jahia that will be available to all Jahia Cloud clients. Yeah, something I haven't mentioned, but monitoring is not optional in the Data Cloud. Every environment that you are going to create will be monitored by Jahia Cloud. And you might ask, well, if you are monitoring, if you are administrating the whole platform, why do I have to access a monitoring platform? Well, Jahia is an open source project. Our cloud is going to be open as well. You can actually see how is your product doing by yourself. Of course, you will not see the monitoring dashboards of the other clients, but you have a very in-depth view of how your platform is doing. And Jahia Cloud is not the type of platform where you would just where we would just monitor the underlying platform and hope for the best for every single project. Your Datadog instance would actually monitor exactly what you want to monitor in your site. They can rely on the health check that is deployed as a module in Jahia to monitor the database connectivity, the state of the cluster, the load of the platform. You will be able to add custom monitoring endpoints. So you'll have a very good understanding. So I told about custom Jahia metrics. You can also configure monitoring alerts. So depending on the type of issue that arises, you can receive a text message, a Slack message, an email to tell you, hey, your homepage has disappeared. Surprised. You can set up your own dashboard. So Jahia Cloud will come prepackaged with dashboards, but you can also create your own. And it's very important that you create your own KPIs for the platform. And maybe if you have good ideas, but well, we'll integrate it with all the clients. Custom log parsing, and when I say custom log parsing, we'll parse all the logs that are generated out of the box by Jahia DX, Jahia Marketing Factory, and all of our products. But also, you can define parsing for your own logs, because Jahia is a highly integrated platform. You will deploy modules that will hopefully generate their own logs. So you can pour them into the system, analyze them, extract the relevant data. Why not create custom dashboards? Last but not least, integration between custom code and monitoring. Well, Jahia is not a product that lives on its own and serve pages. It integrates with your whole ecosystem, right? Maybe you have your own applications in-house that needs to serve some data to Jahia to be displayed to the visitors. And maybe you would like to monitor the link between the link health between Jahia and your own applications. Well, you can integrate directly with the Datadog to push, instead of just outputting an error in the logs and hope for the best, hope that someone notices. You can do that, but you can also trigger alerts to Datadog so that it sends alerts, it registers that in a dashboard, so you can really do a lot. We're also very proud to have a speaker from Datadog. The guy is amazing. So it's going to be this afternoon. That's Daniel Moher. He's a technical evangelist at Datadog. He'll convince you that monitoring is a sexy topic. He'll really have you rethink the way you see your product. I highly encourage you to come see him. It's a nice thing. Last, also a key highlight about Jahia Cloud. You're never going to be alone. Well, I know it's a little bit creepy, but you'll never be alone while using Jahia Cloud. Still creepy, but less. Customer success managers. I talked a little bit about these guys at the beginning. We have a great team that is going to assist you from the very beginning of your use of Jahia Cloud until the end, help you, provide you with the relevant information, show you how the platform works, explain you how the billing works, but also help you optimize the billing. Abass on AWS talked about the cost reduction strategies. We have lots of them, so these guys are going to help you with that. If there is an issue that is a little bit too hairy for them, they can put you in touch with the right people. Most of the time, these people would be support people or solutions architects. We also have a great team of solutions architects standing at the back of the room that can help you migrate your environments if they are on-premise and you want to move them to the cloud. They can help you understand how your platform is doing, define the right strategy in terms of configuration. They can assist you performing load tests, just to make sure that the platform is going to sustain with the very big traffic that the platform will need to have. And that could be, again, millions of page views. And we have a dedicated training to Jahia Cloud that will cover everything from the usage of Jahia Cloud dashboard, but also Datadog and everything you need to know. Finally, the support, 24/7. It was really a key thing for us. So we're setting up 24/7 support all year round on everything. So as I mentioned, one-stop shop, infrastructure, software, monitoring. Talk to our team. They know everything, or they know how to reach the right team. So of course we're buying the support from AWS, very important for us. Also from Datadog. So our support team will be the interface between all the other support teams, so that you don't have to. Support has access to your environments and will receive the alerts. So if your platform goes down, you don't even have to wake up in the night. We'll take care of it if we can do something. Of course, if it comes from your code, we have a problem, but that's something that we need to discuss before the beginning of the project. We have a very nice plan for that. But yes, we'll receive all the critical alerts, and our teams are able to connect to your environments, fix the issues, especially if they are with the underlying platform, with AWS or whatever, and help you get back on track as soon as possible. thank you very much for your attention. We have 10 minutes if you have questions. I hope you are as excited as we are about the project. Thank you very much. And if you have questions, you can ask in French and English, and we'll do the translation for you.
Yes.
Bonjour, ce sera en français du coup pour moi. Est-ce qu'il y a une possibilité d'intégrer Jahia dans un cloud privé?
So the question was, is Jahia compatible with private clouds? Yes, yes, and thank you for the question because it's a very nice introduction to a session that we have later today. We have many ways to integrate Jahia with private clouds, so the answer is yes. One of the main technologies that can really help you get started and have all the benefits that I showed you here is containers. Container technologies, Docker, OpenShift, Kubernetes, probably names that you've already heard. Maybe you are scared of everything I just said, but they are really here to make things simpler. Jahia is going to be compatible by the end of the year with all these tools, and we have a great session right before the monitoring session. So if you want to stay with us this afternoon between 4:30 and 5:30, we've bundled containers and monitoring, and we'll talk about how to reproduce all this on private clouds, but also on private infrastructures, hard servers, bare-bones servers.
Yes.
Yes. So for customers that already have a on-premise platform or instance, is there a specific migration path to support?
Yeah, you have to turn back, look at the guys behind you, our awesome solution team that will help you migrate your environment, but it's a very easy process. We have different ways to achieve this. We're in the process to make that even simpler. For the moment, you can either rely on the import-export feature of the product, or if you have a very big site and that would be too much trouble, these guys will really help you do that. Anyone else? Anyone else? Sorry.
Didn't go to the gym this morning. So.
You talk about worldwide instance, but what about China?
That's a very good question. AWS has some zones in China. There is really two main parts of China. There is the part that is outside of the Great Firewall and the one that is inside. We are discussing rolling out Jahia Cloud there. We don't have specific timeline for the moment, but we'll need to communicate on this. We know that there is traction for that, so we'll definitely communicate when we have something to say about this, but for the moment we need to focus on the first two regions.
Okay, so it's in your plans?
Yes. Okay. And maybe while we talk about regions, I realized that there is something that we skipped. Content delivery networks. So AWS has CloudFront, right? Which is a content delivery network is servers spread throughout the globe to cache your content, so that someone that is in Australia, for instance, relies on servers that are in Australia, even though the main servers are located in Europe or in the US. The main issue for us with content delivery networks is Jahia is a highly create digital experiences that are personalized for each visitors. It means that each visitor is not going to see the same thing as the next person. So we cannot really cache this personalized experience because we would lose the benefits of Jahia. However, a personalized experience is composed of a page that is highly personalized, but also many ingredients, images, JavaScript, CSS files that are the same for everyone. So what we can do here to really make the experience much more enjoyable for everyone is, and it's integrated in Jahia Cloud, is rely on CDNs to cache everything that is static and only retrieve the page that is from Europe or in the US. And the experience for the end user is going to be almost the same as if the servers were very close to them. And the content delivery network, CDN of CloudFront, are really spread out everywhere in the world.
Yes.
Bonjour. Ma question, ça sera, est-ce que c'est un service cloud self-service chez Amazon où il faut obligatoirement passer par Jahia? La deuxième question...
On peut faire une après.
Oui.
So the first question is it a service that is available through AWS's interfaces, like the marketplace, or are we forced to use your interface? Is it the question? The question is, you have to use our interface because it was really built for Jahia. We have lots of specificities. AWS interfaces are great, but they are a little bit too generic for us. We wanted to have our own. We wanted the design to be consistent with what you do, to have the same experience as with every product. We put a lot of in-context help to help you understand what you are doing. The billing dashboard is also highly customizable with the pricing model that we have. So we couldn't really, make it available through AWS's native interfaces.
Ma deuxième question, c'est par rapport à la licence. Est-ce que il est disponible, le Jahia Cloud est disponible aussi pour les deux licences ou uniquement pour la licence entreprise?
So the question is Jahia Cloud available with the community edition of Jahia or only with the enterprise edition? It's going to be only available for the enterprise edition. Anyone else?
Yeah. Say I in my Jahia on premises, I use third-phase authentication. So I use certificates to authenticate to web service I consume. How would you? How would I be able to put that in place on the cloud solution?
So it really depends on what network permissions you need to have opened. Most of the time, SSO in Jahia is integrated directly inside the product and is not really related to the infrastructure around it. So most of the time with the SSO protocols or the authentication protocols, you wouldn't have a problem because you have a vanilla Jahia with all its capabilities. If you need to have specific ports opened, we can do that, but we'll need to help you set up these because for the moment it's not available in the UI. But again, the support and the solutions architect team will be trained to help you have specificities in your environments.
About licenses, how does it work with auto-scaling?
So it's not really a question about licenses because the Jahia Cloud will come with perpetual licenses. So from a technical point of view, we'll not have licenses there. It's more a question about pricing. Just to give you an understanding of how it works, the pricing model will be based on the number of page and API calls that are going to be consumed. So basically, since the auto-scaling is here to help you handle more page views, you will not pay for auto-scaling. You will pay for the extra pages that are necessary because you need to scale. Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed spending 1 hour with you, and I hope that we can spend much more in the future.
Thank you.